majority of people's views are, right? So with music, because Zambians don't really buy music, so it's not like one day I'm going to say, okay, please buy my album or something.
Is it something that you just accepted that it won't happen?
No, it will happen in future, but by that time, I'm hoping people will be more progressive. It won't matter what your opinions are at that point. If your album is good, it's good. So people should just listen to that. Because my music is really not about those opinions per se. So it's love songs that everybody can relate. So I don't think anyone has issues with love as it pertains to music.
Why get back recording songs when you know that no one's going to buy your album?
Well, this is why I'm going through the route of places like Boomplay, so that I help to move along the music industry. Because if we buying is off the table for Zambians, I think we are past that. I don't think there'll be a time when Zambians will say, okay, we appreciate music enough to actually buy it. I don't think that will ever happen. But streaming is a possibility there because everybody loves entertainment. So if you have an app and then you can stream the music there, that's a possibility that people can do. Because there they're not really spending hard cash. They are watching ads while your music plays. Mm-hmm. So I think that's easier for Zambians to do. So I think that has potential. And this is why I thought, let me launch my album on that platform, get a few people to download that. Because if that works out, then it'll be good. Because then I can actually do music for a living or something like that.
Was Ghettolink making enough money that maybe you would also maybe use when recording video shoots way back?
No, unfortunately not. Because we actually spent money on our music and we never got any. Really, we got a few, when we were performing a few shows here and there, but that money is not enough. And then, Ghettolink, at that time, we were like, how many were we? 10 or something. At some point, we were even 12 in the group.
Yeah.
So, just imagine somebody, you are paid a certain amount of money and you have to share with 10 people, 12 people. It's not really a realistic deal. So even the money was small that people were paying because, like I said, appreciation for art in Zambia is not yet at the level that somebody can earn a good living out of it. If you look at the artists right now, only the top artists, maybe 10 at most, are making good money from music. Mm-hmm. Others have to supplement their efforts with other projects. So they just don't tell you, but they are doing other things in the background to supplement their music. Music is for, music helps to expose you. That way, when you have another project to do, then people might listen to you because they see you on TV. It's easier for people to trust you that way.
Okay.
So that's what mainly artists use the music for other things, not really to sell records. Or a few of them do perform every weekend and then they get paid for that. But the majority of musicians don't get that much money. They don't make a good living from music, especially if you compare the artists from even just DRC, Congo here. They're doing way better than we are doing here. Because there we have musicians with Lamborghinis and
why do we always do a comparison? What are we doing wrong? Okay, where do you feel we should work on?
I think the problem really is government. There's no government intervention because if it's criminal to pirate music, then that creates in the mind, it places that idea in the minds of people that music is valuable. You have to actually pay for it. Mm-hmm. But for now, if you have an album, if I say I have an album right now and the only thing that somebody would tell me is, give me on a flash or give me your album on a flash. They don't want to pay for it. They don't realize that you spent money, you spent time writing, singing. There's a lot that goes in the background of, for a song to be released, there's revisions and all that. That's time and money. But somebody will just want to get the song for free without even thinking about those things. So if it's illegal to do something like that, then people will start thinking, okay, maybe money is, music is money, it's valuable, okay? Then they'll give more respect to art in general. So yeah, that's where we should go, because I think in these other countries there's more, because it takes a lot to actually to change people's minds. It would take intervention of government, because that's a huge institution that can afford to do that. But an individual artist can't do that. So this is why at the level we've reached, the problem is we've allowed the problem to go on for so long, this piracy issue, that every generation that comes next just thinks, okay, so this is just normal. That's where the problem is. So if we grew up in a society where this is illegal, then things would be different.
Let's talk about maybe I've had artists on this show who even proudly say my professional is an artist. And they'll even tell you saying, I'm making money. This is how I'm making money. Like you said, they're making money.
Yes.
Okay, they're not making money on maybe outsourcing other things, but they're making money through their music. And they'll even tell you saying, I have plans. There's this thing that I work on and it's giving me money right there. For some artists who still complain and saying there's no money in the industry. So where do you feel each artist needs to work on?
There's the general idea, like I said, there are a few that are making money, but it's still peanuts, compared to what other artists are making. For example, let me give an example. Can you compare the best artist here with the best artist in South Africa or in Nigeria? There's a huge gap. It's not just a small difference. No, it's really big. You can clearly see that there's a huge difference here. So we're not supposed to have that difference. That's the thing, because we have just as many people in here that buy music, that would buy music, would be supporters as there are in those countries and so on. So the difference is big. To them, they may say, okay, I'm making money. Making money is a relative. It depends how much you call money, Yeah. How much is good money to you? That's the thing. So to me, whatever money they're making now it's peanuts. They could be making much, much more if we had respect for art. So that's where we should go, because otherwise art won't go anywhere. Art is a huge industry. If the government can invest in art, it can actually raise the economy. That's what other countries are doing. It's a whole entertainment industry. Things like, let's say, DSTV. It's a whole system going on there for entertainment only, and they're making millions, enough to even make movies and all that, from entertainment. So music is entertainment, and it can bring a lot of revenue, but it's being neglected. That's where the problem is.
So people would, maybe just to summarize it all, people would appreciate by listening to music but don't want to buy or pay for it.
Unfortunately, yes. That's where the problem is. So if people will criticize an artist would be a big hit, but then walking in the street. And then when they meet that artist, they'll be like, oh, these guys are claiming to be big artists, but look at them. But they're forgetting that they're the ones that are not supporting those artists. And so where do they expect the artist to get his money, right? Because if you're doing music, if you have to work as somebody else or do another profession to earn money, then what time will you have for music? So music should be a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the problem is for you to get to that point. I think it was Slap D was saying he only started making money in 2014 or something like that. Yeah. And before that, people were saying, oh, there's money in music, look at Slap D. But he wasn't making money then. He was just giving out this persona that he is or something like that, just to maintain, because an artist needs to maintain a certain image to the public. And that image isn't cheap. It costs money to do that, because you can't just be walking in the street if you're very famous. It's inconvenient. So for an artist to afford all that, they need to get paid from the art that they do. I don't think there's any other job where people would allow you to work for free. Just like we do in music, and we expect musicians to just work for free and give us the music. And yet if you go to the clinic or I don't know, if you hire a lawyer and say, okay, I won't pay you, but just represent me, that won't work, you see. But for some reason, we expect artists to just do things for free. I don't know why.
Would you allow your child to be an artist?
A musician?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't interfere in whatever my child wants to be, but I'll tell him that this is the reality in music. So if he still wants to do it, then that's his problem. But I would still allow it because I believe in free will, allowing somebody to do what they want.
Your album is out, available now. Boomplay. Is there anything that you like to tell people? I know there are people who still love you out there who are locked to right now. You might not know about this, but hearing your voice on radio right now, they're like, Paul. But anyways, talk to them. Talk to them. I'm sure they're listening right now. Your album is out?
Yes, my album is out on Boomplay. So what you do is download the Boomplay app and look for the music, because you can just do a simple search and you'll find there's a whole lot of other music on Boomplay. In case you don't even like my music, you can play other artists there, which will be good for the music industry as a whole. So the more people can start streaming music, the better we'll be, instead of just making copies on flash drives.
All right.
So, yeah.
It was great having a conversation. Before we know it, time is not on our side. But let's get to play 2 more songs on your album. Then we'll dive into our news at 13 right here on the Joyful Lunch on Joy FM.
The coolest DJ in town, DJ Pressure T.